Over the past 6 years, tens of thousands of mothers have been referred to law enforcement for alleged drug use during pregnancy. But in many cases, those allegations were based on flawed drug tests. That includes a story of Ayanna Harris Rashid, who took a legal CBD gummy and hemp-based ointment to deal with pain and nausea during pregnancy. After giving birth, she and her child tested positive for marijuana. She spent the night in jail on a felony charge of child neglect. Harris Rashid was released and the charge was dropped, but by the time she got home, her milk supply had decreased and she could no longer breastfeed. Her story is just one of many illuminated by this new report published on our website in partnership with the Marshall Project, a nonprofit covering the criminal justice system. Investigative reporter Shoshana Walter and data journalist Jill Castellano worked on this reporting and join us now. They are both with the Marshall Project. So, Shoshana, what do some of these families go through when they're accused of using drugs during pregnancy?
Well, as you can imagine, most women and families go into the day of their children's birth thinking it's going to be the happiest moment of their lives. And then it turns into one of the most traumatic. I heard from women who had police visit them at home in their hospital rooms. Some of them were still under the influence of medications that they received during labor. So they were not in great condition to actually answer questions. And it becomes, an enduring trauma and memory. And many women have been prosecuted over allegations they used drugs, even when all they took were legally prescribed medications.
Jill, can you talk about the scope of this and what it took to figure this out?
The scope of this is massive. It's way larger than we ever thought and that advocates and experts previously understood. We found 70,000 of these cases across 21 states where parents were referred over allegations they used substances during pregnancy. And we know the problem is way bigger than that because the data only covers 21 states, even after all that work. I mean, we spent a year gathering and verifying this data with all of these different agencies.
So Shoshana, what is flawed about these drug tests? Because I know in the article it talked about one woman taking acid reflux medication and getting a positive.
Yeah, hospitals often use these drug tests that are fast and cheap, but they're highly prone to false positives, up to 50% false positive rate, and very easy to misinterpret. So women are regularly drug tested at childbirth and test positive due to poppy seeds, common blood pressure medications, even the fentanyl from their epidurals. That triggers a positive drug test. Hospitals then contact child welfare authorities, and then child welfare authorities call police. I spoke with one police officer who acknowledged that false positive rates are extremely common, but he told me that they always err on the side of the baby and make the arrest of the mother, even if they're not sure about the accuracy of the results. There's really no protections in place under state and federal law to prevent a woman from being falsely accused of drug use during pregnancy.
Shoshana and Jill, did you guys identify any kind of possible solutions or stopgaps for this?
In Illinois, we found that state officials have known about this problem for years. Illinois is one state that was routinely automatically referring all of these cases to police when they came in. But a few years ago, lawmakers actually acknowledged that that was a big problem and repealed that section of the law. So now in Illinois, there is no longer a requirement that police be contacted anytime a baby tests positive on a drug test at birth.
Well, Shoshana Walter and Jill Castellano, thank you both so much for joining us on your reporting.